What's going on? It is your boy, the Lemon. I was gonna be talking about like room reviewers, okay? So like it's not really my type of content. I don't, you know, want any hate towards these people. I mean, I'm sure most of the hate's gonna be towards me just because I'm talking about some sort of individual, but room tours are kind of fucking stupid, okay? I know I was like, I made a room reviewer video right here. Um, and I did. I agreed that like everything was just super duper expensive and just overpriced. Some of these people are just ridiculous with like some of their ideas. There's like people that are like, oh, get a fucking room divider to like do other shit on the other side to like get dressed. I was like, bro, are you that like ashamed to like get undressed in front of your girlfriend? Like, it's like, okay, babe, I'm gonna I'm gonna go to the bathroom and go change because I don't want to do it in here. It's just like, oh, make your room more functional and stuff like that, to where it's like they're already expecting you to have like a big ass fucking room because I'm like, I'm sorry, my bedroom is like just so it's small. I mean, I we have a queen size bed in here, and I think that's the main reason why it just everything feels so tiny. I realize with some of these room tours, people tend to like move around a lot. Like they'll be here, then they'll be over here. They'll just be sitting over here, just in the fucking corner. Then they'll change spots constantly. You know what I mean? It's like it's maybe it's kind of hard for me to do because I'm a broke ass bitch and I got like a fucking tiny room. So, they're always just like, "Oh, I'm sitting next to my bed," and then like the next like 10 seconds that they say is like they're in another part of the room.
I get a lot of comments asking for one, so today I've just done a deep clean, but let's get into the room tour. I don't think there's any better place to start than here. This is what you guys see all the time. This is where I record my videos. This is a nice little Carhartt chair which I got from Size, I believe. It was on sale. It is called, I've still got the tags on it actually.
Now that's definitely like a little nitpick I have, I guess, because it just reminds me of like TikTok because it'll be like, I'm, you're saying a full sentence, right? So you're saying a full sentence and then people like instead of completing that whole like paragraph or that whole sentence that you just were about to say, they break it up into like little sections. They'll be like, you know, I went down to the store to get some milk, and my dog, it went over to the side of the road and it started pooping. It's like the craziest thing. It's stuff like that to where it's very just like instead of just saying all of it, just fucking say all of it. You have to like chop it up, break it up. Like I said, that video was just very minimal or whatever. You know what I mean? Because I watched the rest of the video, and he sits in that chair that was like the end part of the clip. He just sits in that chair for like about 5-10 minutes, and then he like gets up and then goes to like another part of his room to like show off the room. And I understand that's part of like a room tour. Da da da. You're gonna show him around, which I get. I totally get. Um, but a lot of it is like this aesthetic stuff, you know what I mean, like to where it's very sometimes it's these products are just untangible to like the common people or as myself, you know what I mean, like I wasn't raised with a lot of money. I'm sure there's a lot of people that are like, well, I wasn't raised with a lot of money and I was able to buy this. I get it. I'm sure you were able to. Okay, I'm not saying it's like untangible.
Sometimes these products are just untangible.
But I'm definitely saying that it's definitely pricey, pricey, pricey. Okay, even if you were to look at something on Etsy, and then like IKEA, I mean, you're gonna run into these problems of where a lot of these products that you're getting is super expensive. Yes, they look nice, and there's a lot of stuff that I do enjoy watching people do reviews, and I really enjoy it. But a lot of it's the same formula. You know what I mean? They have like this classic font, orange text, and then they'll be like they'll say like the day, or they'll be like the location on where they are. that's another common theme. Like a lot of these like aesthetic style YouTube videos are like room tours, or this is just their type of content. They put their like what they're thinking, I guess, like at the bottom as like text to be like, oh, like for example, exactly that. You know what I mean? It's just it's a lot of work for like no payoff, pretty much. Like I mean, it's like I mean, you turn like a 30, like maybe like 10-minute video into like a fucking 45-minute to like 2 hour project. Like, you know what I mean? Like you kind of, I get it. I mean, it takes a lot of work. It's very artistic. Like I say, I have no problem with these people at all. I personally fucking watch a lot of these people. Um, just because I love that aesthetic that they have. It just sometimes it just kind of gets to me to where I'm like, there is no like independence almost like to where it's like, I understand like inspiration or like, I can understand like, oh, you like this certain type of style and you just so happen to, make that your thing. That's fine, but I was like you just take so much time out of your day to like make something just about your room. Or like sometimes it'll just be like, "Oh, we're going to my house." Like it's not even about a tour. It's just like, "Oh, look at me and look at all my stuff that I have. I'm fucking so humble." Then you fucking roll up in your motorcycle, your fucking panhead, I'm pretty sure is what it's called. So I just found out that it's called a Ducati motorcycle that he's riding, made by the Ducati brand, and their shit goes all the way up to 18,000, depending on like their newer models. But the one he has is, I think it's like going crazy in Tokyo or something like that. But it's called the GT 1000, or yeah, GT 1000 Ducati, and it goes from $6,000 to $8,000. So who knows, bro? Like that shit is insane. Let alone, and then on top of it, you got like a fucking. You see the fucking chair that he had right in the beginning of the video. This fucking thing, this fucking chair right here. It's this right here is a bunch of fucking money. It's this. It's literally this chair. Look at that. Herman Miller, mid-century modern lounge chair, ottoman, $6,000, pretty much $7,000, just laying in your fucking living room. I mean, whatever room that is. Then you got like who knows how big this fucking TV is. This is probably like a 90-inch, bro, like 85. Like holy fuck. I mean, everything in here. I'm pretty sure a lot of this furniture is Herman Miller. It's actually fucking crazy. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not knocking people for having like great jobs. I'm obviously he's more than well off to own these types of things. It just blows my fucking mind on just like how much money you just have in one place. Like this fucking thing. I'm sure this shit's like $900 alone. I know this is like a painter's drawing, so that's what makes me think it's like a bunch of fucking money right off the bat. And look, he has just books on it. That's all he's got on there. Just fucking books. Like, and I'm bringing it back to one of these orange lamps. Orange lamps, man. Oh yeah, that shit's fucking super expensive for no fucking reason. But yeah, I don't know. It's just like shout out to his channel. I don't even know how to. This is Georgine, Georgine Lowe. Shout out to him. He great aesthetic, beautiful place, absolutely gorgeous. I just was rewatching a clip or a video to just kind of like refresh my mind on some of the topics that I, wanted to bring up. It was in my last video as well. I mentioned that, a lot of these people that make these room tours, they encourage people to buy certain things, or they'll just be like, oh, this is my stuff, this is really cool. And that, but half of that cool shit, they didn't spend any money for. So like these high dollar brands are just like, oh, you can throw a blanket, throw a mean blanket on a couch. Let me give you a fucking 4 grand pillowcase. These brands are just like freely giving these dudes free shit. Like I understand that's brand deals. Like I said, I'm just kind of going back on some stuff, but it's just like I'm thinking of what some person that doesn't have a brain cell in their head to be like,
Well, they're famous. They have 100,000 subscribers. You don't. So why are you complaining?
it's not really me complaining. I could give a fuck. They could give them a fucking house for all I care. I think it's just more of I don't even know how to explain it. It's just more of just like I said, they redecorate their room like, "Oh guys, I made my bed today." Thank you. Thank you. I know. I know. I'm so fucking cool, guys. The mundane, stupid shit that most people do throughout their day to day is just them making a bed. They get fucking hella endorsements. They just get like, some brands like, this guy's on to something. This guy's on to something. I understand with brand deals, it's more of just like, okay, you got the numbers, we get more eyes on our product. You can review it for us, tell us how you like it, da 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 da. I understand the fundamentals or the reason behind why these brands give these people things. It's just more shitty. It's just shitty thing for like the smaller people that are trying to get into reviews or that kind of aesthetic space, because most of these people I say that they're very well established. They're very well off individuals. They have very great jobs. You know, of course, YouTube is never their number one job that they have. They very much go out in the world and have a fucking job that they make very good money at, and they do YouTube on the side. So it's more of just one of those things to where it's like, do you think Dwayne the Rock Johnson needs to be given a free in-ground pool in his backyard by a new pool brand just because he has a lot of movies and a lot of people know who he is? I don't. Do you think that's fair? I don't. I don't. You know what I mean? Like, why don't you give it to the fucking B-list actor that doesn't probably have a fucking pool? You know what I mean? Like I said, there's just two sides of the same coin thing. You know what I mean? I don't think anybody can be satisfied. I just think it's a little shitty because I'm like, oh, I just keep going back to it, but it's like, oh, bro made his bed. That's fucking sick. Oh, dude, spackled a few, covered up a few holes in his wall. We're gonna give him a fucking brand new computer on the house. It's just stupid. It's fucking stupid. And it's just like I wish some of these like brands would be like, hey, I'm gonna give you like 4 of these free things, and then you can like give them out, or there should be like a raffle or like something to like kind of like give back to the audience that's giving you the free shit. um because like I said, a lot of these things are like younger kids or people that aren't making that fucking 10 grand to just throw on a fucking chair. I don't have 7 grand to go throw on a fucking ottoman to go sit there in the corner of my room and just, I'm just gonna throw some books on this fucking 10 grand fucking thing. It's like I hope I get to that point to where it's like I'm able to just ask for what I want or brands send shit to me to like review. But it's more of just like wow, we're always giving it to somebody that doesn't need the shit. Like they have their own money to go spend on this shit if they wanted it. And you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that this guy that I just showed you the clips of didn't pay for the chair. I'm just saying that there is a lot of channels. I mean, you can go watch them. I'll always see this one guy. I'm not gonna really say his name or call him out for it, but it's just more of in my last video, like he just has his own business of his own. He owns a business. He is the CEO of one of his own businesses. So, there's yes, a lot of expenses that come with the business, but a whole thing of a business is to profit and make a lot of money off of something. He's doing very well for himself, okay? He has a very beautiful car, he has very, very nice equipment, a very beautiful house. I'm surprised bro probably doesn't have a fucking black card by now. But you know what I mean? It's just one of those type of guys goes like and remodels like his house. Like he'll go and like, oh, I'm destroying my basement to like throw new shit in there. But you know why he's throwing new shit in there? Because 9, 10 brands shouted him out and fucking gave him a whole, pretty much gave him everything new. Like, this little dresser back here, you don't want that? Yeah, we're gonna give you a brand fucking new one from IKEA. And we're gonna slam that baby over there. Is that cool? Is that cool? Okay, yeah. Yeah, these calendars, they're fucking old school, okay? We don't really like that. We want a little bit old, but we don't want it old. So we're gonna give you fuck it. We're just gonna tear down the wall and give you a whole new wall for free, okay? We're gonna give you all the supplies for that. Yeah, we're just gonna redo the whole room, okay? Floor gone. Consider that free, okay? Consider that gone. It's very much like that, to where it's like, okay, um, whatever. And then, you watch another video after another video, and then you see him go to like his friend's house. And I understand you helping out a friend. I would be ecstatic to, have somebody help me out like that. That would be insane. And it's no hate to him specifically. Like when I say all this stuff, it's never to be like Mr. Negative Nancy, um angry at these people. I'm really not angry. I don't lose sleep over it. I think it's just more of just like irritated underneath me. I think it's just because I'm poor, I'm broke, I'm a fucking, I don't have these things, to where it bothers me to see like people that can pay for it with their own money just get handed out shit. Be like, oh, you're a millionaire, hey? Well, take this first class ticket to fucking Peru. Whatever. You know what I mean? That analogy might not make sense, but you know what I mean? It's just more of like the people that can pay for that plane ticket to go to Peru first class, they can pay for that. Why give it to them for free? Instead, why don't you just give it to somebody that could use that and usually wouldn't have the money to go do something like that? So maybe it's a me thing, and maybe I'm just like a little, doesn't seem right. You know what I mean? It's like giving like a burger to like a fucking regular guy right next to a hobo. You know what I mean? Like a really obese guy. I'm gonna give you the cheeseburger because you seem like you could use that. There's a homeless, hungry guy right next to him. Like, better luck next time, champ. Get a little punch on the shoulder. You little fucking rascal. You'll get him though. You just keep pushing. You keep pushing every day, and you'll get there. You'll fucking get there. It's one of those. It's just kind of like a spit in your face sometimes. But like I said, you know what I mean? Hopefully I can get to that point. You know what I mean? They're very blessed and very fortunate to have what they have. And I would just die to have one of these, like this stuff, vanity. Um, but I just wasn't blessed with that kind of stuff. So, it is what it is. I just think room reviewers, it's the same code though, is what I mean. Like you can go to like 10 different room reviewers and it's all the same shit. It's, the aesthetic text. It's the subtitles underneath of what I'm doing. Oh, explaining how I do life. Um, they show off like little bits of their fancy equipment that they have. Like, oh, I have a fucking humidifier from Elon Musk's fucking underground torture chamber. I have in my living room, Oh, I just so happen to have the Mona Lisa laying on my wall. Aha. Oh, how'd that get there? A little slight flexing on people like all the time. And I know it really comes off to certain people that are just like, oh, they're just showing their rooms. Yes, I'm sure they are. I'm sure they are. But it really does come off like that sometimes, to where it's just like, Ford just sent me a new car. Ah, dang. What am I going to do with the other one? Oh man. I don't mean to like keep harping on it, even though I did like 5 times. Yeah, I don't know. It's just, I really just wish that room reviewing would kind of like level up in a type of way, but it really doesn't. It really doesn't. Like you really have to have the money to do like room renovating, live within your means type of thing. Like, I mean, motherfucker, I got a fly swatter up on my fucking wall right here. You know what I mean? Like, I got a box fan. That should probably tell you everything. Like, I don't have one of those, like, hollow circle fans that no turbines on this fucking thing. It also purifies your air as it blows through with the smell of fucking Mia Malkova's vagina on it. Over the top bullshit. Like it's just very simple stuff that I have. And I think it's just more of an internal jealousy, I guess maybe it is. That's maybe what that is. But I don't really think so. Like I said, I don't lose sleep over it. I think it's just more of like watch one, two, three, four of them, and I'm like, okay. Like let me look up how much this stuff is. And then I'm like, yeah, I'll never be able to own that. I mean, I could go on eBay and get something that looks like that, but it's probably gonna break in 4 years. I you have to kind of like I said, live within your means. So it's like if I had fucking $100,000, I mean, I think I would be able to buy the things that I would want to buy, like to renovate. But I don't have that. I don't have that. I don't even have fucking 8 grand. Okay, I don't even have 4 grand. Okay, so it's just one of those things to where I really just wish that some of these reviewers would just be like, hey, maybe there's some alternatives to these. Like, I understand that some of these are super expensive. You could buy these. I've used them instead of just being like, well, this has very good reviews. This has over 80,000 reviews, and people say it's good. It's like, yeah, I'm sure, but I've bought in shit before like that where everybody's like, oh, wow, blowing my mind, absolutely crazy. This shit is fucking amazing. And then you get it, and you're like, this is a piece of fucking shit. What are you talking about? This is terrible. This is fucking terrible. I think it's just like I really want somebody that's in that popular position to like that gets the free shit and be real about it. You know what I mean? I think a lot of these people are just kind of like kiss ass to some of these brands to be like, oh, I wish you guys could do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But then like brands are a little bit kind of like that too, to where like say I said something bad about a brand and then another brand would look at what I just said about that one and they'd be like, he's critical. He's not just gonna suck up and take the money. Like we're not gonna send him anything, which is fucking bullshit. Like if you're so scared of that, then you should know that something's wrong with your product. But if you're super confident and you're like, oh, I know you're gonna fucking like this, then I could see like them being like, you don't like this. I mean, feedback, nice, okay. But we know what we're doing over here, okay? I could get that. I could get that. But you rarely see anybody that's like really brutally honest about the shit. Like they just rather sell out and be like, this brand is fucking awesome. I've been using them for 2 weeks because that's how long their fucking trial ran. You think some of these people like are really genuinely out here eating Factor every day? I've yet to see one influencer like that's genuinely like that's not sponsored by them to be like, yeah, I have Factor meals just laying around, just in case like I'm hungry. You don't see that. You don't see people just genuinely be like, oh, let me whip up a fucking Factor meal real quick. I'm sure they're good. I'm sure they're good, but I'm sure their prices are outrageous. So right here, look. I mean, this is just examples, but look, it's just like, do you think a Factor has a flat rate shipping fee of 10.99? That's insane. And then 11 to $13 depending on the plan you choose. Like you're fucking nuts. You're smoking crack. Like, do you think that like a real influencer's buying this shit? Fuck no. They get influencers to convince me and you to go buy the shit. Like I'm not getting fooled by the fucking shit, okay? I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid here. Seeing how it is, man. You know what I mean? I'm calling it a duck. Um but it's just blatant. It's blatant. I think it's just like, how do brands not even see that? Like, how do brands not even be like, this is not genuine. Like, so just because they're like, it's like back when like 2010 or something like that, and like not even that. Like, I would say like 2018, 2016. I'm still like really into music, but during those times I was just really naive and like young and making music and stuff like that. And then, you would find people online and they'd be like, "Oh, shout out your account on my account because they have the big following and you're a little guy, or maybe just about the same, but you need a little bit more followers, a boost on your whatever it is, your content, your product." So you ask these people, post them on their story or whatever they ask you to do, and then you get a post, your post on their post type of thing. It's almost reminds me of that, to where it's just like we both know it's probably not gonna fucking work because people are not that dumb. And if they do fall for it, they either have the money, lazy as shit, or it's just kind of like it's pointless. It's pointless. Like, I don't think any like brand that like asks other influencers to be like, "Hey, promote this shit," it'll totally get people over here. I'm sure they had a bunch of sales. I mean, that's probably why they can charge so much money. But it's like, I've never, ever, ever, ever seen somebody genuinely eat Factor or HelloFresh, like legitly, like just without being like, oh, I'm not even sponsored. I love HelloFresh and shit like that. It really helps out. I don't see it, bro. I don't see it. And then the same thing with like, thread beasts. I've been seeing the same thing with like thread beasts. I get it all over Facebook all the time to be like, oh, buy thread beast. You want a new pair of fucking shirts, a hoodie, and a pair of pants, maybe some shoes. Yeah, well, pay us like 40, $50, and then we'll send you a box a month with one pair of something inside of it. You can get a mystery box, a box of just shirts, a box of just pants, maybe a box with just a outfit in there. That's fucking trash. I'm not doing that. They'd be like, oh, you're gonna get some of the top brands. Am I? Am I actually like? That's the same thing to be like, oh, oh, did you see anybody online to be like, oh, I actually use Threadbeast? I I don't. I don't. I think you guys are giving away 10 times more boxes than I've actually seen somebody purchase. You know what I mean? And I'm sure there's some people out there that are doing YouTube videos to be like, hey, I'm reviewing Threadbeast. I feel like that's most of your market. To be like, oh, you don't see like any hot top dollar dude or like a guy that's making a bunch of money to be like, yeah, I'm gonna go thread beast. No, they're shopping at like these fancy fucking places to get their clothes. You know, you hear about it all the time. Like most people are getting their clothes at high end stores. They're shopping at Nike more than a thread beast, bro. It's just it's fucked up, but it's like I don't mean any hate towards them. I'm sure that, I mean, they obviously have 10 times more money than I fucking do. I just wish there's some people out there that just understand what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Because I feel like the more I rant, more people kind of get lost in the sauce of what I'm saying, and they click off and they don't understand that they're just like, oh man, this guy's just angry. He's just mad. He's upset at everything. You're obviously just not the person I'm trying to talk to, okay? Because it's just more of these brands act like we're fucking stupid and we're not. I'm not, at least I'm not getting fucking tricked by it. Like, yeah, I'll go and see how much it costs, and then the minute you see how much these things cost, is that worth it? Not to me, it's not. Just to get one thing. Oh, I get a box twice a week for food. That's not reliable. I'll buy a fucking $100 worth of actual food that'll last me the 2 weeks, and maybe the month. You know what I mean? It's not that bad. It's not that bad to go grocery shopping. Like, if you're so turned off from grocery shopping, like, you've obviously don't go outside. I mean, I can understand for like the little old grandma that has nobody or no family left to like go and help her out. I could understand. But it's like most individuals that have money, they're going out to eat, they order on DoorDash, they get their food the way that normal people get their food. I don't hear anybody buying these like crazy subscriptions to anything. So that's what I'm saying with like I think most of the problem boils down to like even the room reviewers. Like it really boils down to like a lot of these room room reviewers are kind of just sucking off the nipple of product brands. And I don't even think it's them. It's not really them, okay? So I don't want to say that. That's a little harsh on my end, but I want to say more of just the brands themselves. They're endorsing a lot of these videos and they're giving it to the guy that already has it. I already have two PlayStation 5s that I got on Black Friday. Oh, you want one? Sorry. We're going to actually give that guy that has two a new Xbox One on top of that. God. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't mean this to turn into a rant. It was just more of just like me watching these videos, these YouTube videos, and I was just kind of blown away on like how much like brands help them out. Most of these videos are shot the same. They have the same sort of topics, I guess you could say, or the same type of like rhythm to the video or the same aesthetic. Like it's almost like the phenomenon like where like a lot of these like females wear like the same things during the summertime. Like they'll wear like a white t-shirt, ripped jeans, and like some fucking Vans. I mean, obviously, like there's gonna be some girl be like, I've never worn that. I'm just saying, like, it's just a very general thing. Like, it was just like I've seen like lines and lines of like on YouTube, like where it's like a lot of these girls are just wearing the same exact fucking clothes. Then there's a lot of dudes that wear the same exact shit as each other. Everybody, gets on the same fucking app, takes the same types of pictures, talks about the same fucking things. I understand. Like, I get it. It's the human condition. I understand. We all like familiarity and just like feeling like we're a part of a trend or being a part of the wave that's going on. I totally understand. But it's like there's no individuality anymore. And there's a lot of like eccentric, crazy individuals for sure. But you're very outnumbered 2 to 1 type of thing to where it's like more of like the masses are just the same type of people, individuals that just are very, oh, what's going on in the media? Oh, well, this outfit's very nice. Okay. Ooh, this aesthetic is really, the thing right now. Ooh, okay. And like I said, I like this style too. I can't lie. I like it too. Does that make me the same as them? Yes, I'm sure. In that way, we all share that same aesthetic style that we really enjoy doing. We like um I enjoy that, like the retro modern mixture thing. I really enjoy that style. So I can't hate them on that. It's just more of like there's no variety within the content itself. Like there is no like different approach to how a video is shot. You know what I mean? I've seen some crazy ones. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying like every single video on this type of aesthetic is like the exact same to a T. I'm just saying that handfuls and handfuls of them, and the majority of them are very much the same. To where I've seen maybe 3, 4, 5 different YouTubers that have uniqueness to it. They kind of went into their own. They kind of elevated the style that's already around, and I think that takes a very individual mindset to like push that. You know what I mean? To expand on a already thought about idea, which is awesome. And I really have a great time watching them. It's more of an experience watching them instead of just like a this. You know what I mean? Or like for them it's like a aesthetic train, like to where it's like, ooh, doesn't this feel cool? Don't you like smooth jazz, baby? Or it's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go on a tangent again. I can't do it. But it's oh, do you like coffee? You like coffee? Like most people don't like coffee. Like what the fuck? So is stuff like that. Oh, you like record players, baby? I'm adding the baby in. Of course, they don't say that shit, but it's more of just stuff like that to where it's like very up in your face to be like, isn't this so cool to me? Am I so like in the times? I'm like an old soul. I got Nat King Cole on my fucking record player, dude. You don't even know classics. It's like it's shit like that. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean that's my rant. Okay, so I apologize if none of you understood or got it. This video isn't for you. I get it. I understand. But for the people that understand that or see it, at least with like these room tours or like aesthetic esque type videos, if you know what I'm meaning, it's like cinematic vibe type thing. It's all very much the same. And a lot of these people that do room tours, remakes and stuff like that, it's very much endorsed by brands. Every single brand is reaching out to every single famous YouTuber. I mean, I don't think there's one YouTuber that you could watch that isn't, I mean, that's famous, that has a very high subscriber count, that doesn't get endorsements by another company. Like I said, there's two sides of a coin. I understand why they have these things, but it's kind of ridiculous. It's kind of fucking like a plague of just ads. Like, not only do I get ads watching YouTube on the TV or wherever you watch YouTube, then you get an ad within a YouTube video. In the first 30 seconds, you get an ad. Then halfway through their like 20-minute video, maybe even 10, 15-minute video, you get a real other ad to play through. Maybe you get two of those. And sometimes you even get hit with that one that's like, oh, 90 plus seconds in it because you have to watch a whole 3-minute fucking advertisement on a movie that they want you to watch on HBO. It's just insane. And then you like, even like HBO itself, like, I'm paying you a bunch of money to watch a movie. Why do I get ads? I could understand it from Tubi, but I'm paying a bunch of money for you to fucking I can watch a movie but or a TV show, and you're going to fucking throw ads in. Ads are everywhere. Ads is like, it's like an adpocalypse, okay? You can't escape them. You can't escape them. It's ridiculous. I mean, I can't even watch a Twitch streamer that I really like without getting slammed with 8 ads on the fucking the stream. So it's just like, oh, brands, you guys got to fucking chill out, okay? Chill out. Um, but yeah, you know what I mean? Give that burger to the skinny guy. You know, I'm him. I'm gonna need him, okay? Poppy needs some shit. That was bad. That was terrible. I don't know why I said that. Anyways, but yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. I know it was a bunch of nothing, bunch of everything. It's my favorite thing to do. You know how it is. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys. Peace.